Hi everyone, I'm Ara Tapuzian, President, CEO of Troy Chamber of Commerce, and we're here with another episode of Inside Corporate Troy. And I'm here on Tower Drive with the founder, Rosemary Brook, with Fabrizio Brook, and also Troy Abstract and Title.
Right.
Two businesses we're going to talk about today.
Okay.
So thank you for being on our program today.
I'm honored to be here.
Talk to me about Fabrizio Brook.
Fabrizio Brook is actually soon celebrating its 45th anniversary.
Okay.
I'm not quite that old,
No,
but,
you
but
don't
I've
look it at
been
all.
with the company, running the company since I was a little girl.
Yep.
So maybe, I don't know how many
Maybe you were
years.
1 or 2.
1 or 2 years.
Got it.
Really my whole life.
Right.
I became an attorney 20-some years ago, and at that time became a partner and changed ownership, had different partners in the past. It was a partnership with myself and my brother. I'm Rosemary Brook, used to be Fabrizio. So my brother is Joe Fabrizio, who then left me, he became a judge.
Okay.
So he's a judge in Clarkston, and now I have my sister as my partner. So it's her and I and John Engman are the three partners.
What is the specialty here of the firm?
Right now it's primarily real estate, representing lenders, all type of lending, commercial real estate, business. That's what we're doing now. For a long time we were really focused on representing lenders.
Right.
And most of our clients were out of state. So our focus was really, with the organizations out of state, the committees, the memberships, it was all national stuff. And within the past 5-10 years, we've really been focused more on Michigan and looking at, local banks, local lenders, credit unions, realtors, and we've really expanded into more general, not just representing lenders, not just doing default work, but a greater amount of litigation, all pertaining to businesses, real estate.
So the focus, though, back into Michigan in the last 10 years, that's kind of interesting because that's really the downturn of the economy. Why then did you decide to focus here in Michigan?
Because honestly, it was when there was a downturn in the economy as a whole. The country as a whole sort of had a downturn in the economy. We represent national lenders, and they were very busy, but at the same time, as their attorney, when they're busy, we're busy. So they're busy defending themselves from the regulatory agencies and all the, the lawsuits against them and all the actions against the national lenders. But what happens when that happens is, at one point, they need their attorneys, and they're busier, and we're busier. Then it gets so bad that they're not allowed to sort of operate anymore. They get stayed by orders, just different regulations come out that say you're not allowed to enforce your contract, enforce your mortgage, enforce your loan for, until you give this notice for 1 year. You have to give borrowers this much time, that much time. So what happens is they're sort of stopped. So that trickles down, and as a result, their law firms aren't as busy. In addition to that, a lot of the lenders are, they've merged. They've some have gone out of business because things were so tough on them since like 2006 and forward. It's getting much better, but so that's happened. A lot of changes in the national lending industry. So really, I also realized not only has things kind of slowed down that way, but I realized we've been here for 40-some years, and we're not very well known in Michigan. I every time I go to a conference, all this stuff, all my colleagues and friends and everyone I know is from other states. So we get together at these conferences, and it's great. If I attend a Michigan conference, I find that it's kind of strange. I don't really know a lot of these people.
That's interesting.
And I don't think our name was very well known for a while. So I kind of realized that, and it went along with, the business slowing down, the national business kind of slowing down. So.
And you've been here in Troy for how many years?
Over 20 years.
And you just found the chamber.
I know.
Well, that's a wonderful thing. So
it is a wonderful thing.
Helping with that brand awareness, I'm sure that's a good thing too.
Exactly. That was one of the things that, one of the first things we did when we're trying to become, more involved in our community, in the state, in this, the county, whatever.
Sure.
The first thing we did is join the chamber.
Yeah.
And
well,
that's
we're happy
been great.
you did it. Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So talk about, you've got a very nice office.
Thank you.
I mean, it's very modern. You've got balconies, which is very cool. But the one thing that's very interesting, it's pretty secure. I mean, it was like almost like an old Get Smart movie. It took, different stages for why.
Right.
There's a reason for that.
There is a reason for that. And I think we're kind of, if I can sort of brag just for a second, really, we're kind of on the cutting edge of technology. There's not a whole lot of law firms that, probably any in Michigan, that have the technology that we have. From our systems to our, not just security, but the programs that we use, our ability to communicate with our clients can communicate with us. They can, depending on the client, if they want to, somehow get into our system and view, kind of work together. We have the means to set things up like that. So we have a lot of advanced technology, and the reason is because, again, we were representing national lenders, and really, when the government requires so many things for government,
so they're looking
VA
at
lending, that kind of thing, when they're required, and all the regulations got so tough on them, so the security got very tough. They have all these regulations. It trickles down to all their vendors. And unfortunately, as attorneys, we're no longer considered attorneys, we're vendors to them.
And that's
important vendors.
That's got to be a key component to, as they're looking at vendors, what type of security
So they'll audit the law firm, and it's kind of been, since we've been in business for so long, it's never been like, oh my God, we need to suddenly step everything up and do this, this, and this. We've been able to gradually, as the rules came out, as the requirements change, our law firm has been able to just, gradually make those changes as well. And as a result, we have very secure from, bulletproof glass, 2 different reception rooms. So somebody walks in, they have to kind of get clearance from the receptionist. And then if it's a client or something like that, then they come into the next reception room. And from there, there's a conference room right off of the reception room. So if it's not a client, if it's somebody from the other side or something, someone else, some other type of meeting, a deposition, something like that, they can go straight in without walking through our office. They go straight into that conference room. Other times, larger meetings, clients, that kind of thing, they come through just that little hallway and they come into this conference room. So it was really designed to separate our staff and our offices from the meeting area. So dual purpose, really,
for that, plus just really what the government requires for safety and security. And I would imagine that's really been maybe the big change in your industry and what you do, and you've been practicing law for several years. And what other big changes have you seen over the years?
Well, really, as the economy changes, that's been that really affects us. So that's it's the type of business where you have to be prepared to sort of change as needed, modify your staff, and we work on cross-training our staff, and that's important because different areas become busy at different times. So we may have, maybe front-end lending, maybe there may be a lot of lending going on. There may be a lot of default. The banks may not be able to do anything for a while. So we may just be focusing on, litigation. So whatever it is, we have a great staff that is really capable of, okay, this is not as busy anymore, so I need you to move into this department. And I think it really it helps the person, become more valuable and knowledgeable in different areas, and it really helps the firm so that we don't have to, if we become slow in one area, we don't have to lay people off there and hire people here.
Right.
We can just, work with the staff we have, which has been fabulous.
Great.
So I've always been fortunate to have a
So talk about
staff.
the Troy abstract and title. What's the connection there for the law firm?
The law firm used to have, well, it still does. It has a lot of title business, title clearance issues, representing bank-owned properties. So we would have title work, and because of that, we always used a title company. And 10 years ago, kind of realized, we started our own title company, primarily for the law firm.
Right.
And what happened is, as we were representing the law firm, used to be the biggest client of the title company, we'd go to closings and this kind of thing, and we really just kind of got known for our customer service. And we'd do a closing, and one of the realtors would ask if we could do another closing for them. So it's really neat how, without doing very much marketing at all, because for a while there we were not doing marketing.
It's a complementary.
It's really gotten busier and busier. Yeah, outside of the default area, outside of the law firm's business. Now the title company. Another reason we're marketing and really focusing on Michigan is the title company is doing a lot more front end type closings and that kind of thing, as opposed to just representing, doing the work for the law firm.
We've run out of time. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's
we
great.
We could talk forever. Thank you.
Thank you,
Rosemary, for having us come out today. Well, that concludes another episode of Inside Corporate Troy. Again, I'm Ara Tapuzian, president of Troy Chamber of Commerce. Watch for more episodes coming out very soon. In the meantime, we invite you to go online and check us out at troychamber.com. Thank you.